just out of curiosity, why do they bully? What's the point of it? Why do you find joy in taking innocent people and finding a way to be mean to them?
They do it because they are evil. That's why.
Where them kicks at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying?
Bullying is a subject that's pretty important to me as a martial artist, because that's why a lot of us get into martial arts in the first place, because we were bullied, or we watched too many kung fu theater movies back in the day, or we saw the Karate Kid, the old one or the new one. That's why a lot of us are into martial arts, because of bullying, or like I said, we saw a movie on TV, and now we want to be like the people in the movie. But this Keaton Jones thing, nothing annoys me more, I guess you could say, as a black person, definitely as a black martial artist. I'm going to make another video about what I'm about to say. And it's not going to be what you probably think either. Is for you to be a black person or a black martial artist, you throw your support behind somebody, and then you find out that they're racist. You see a little bit of racism, but then you find out the person is racist. It's like, it's just like when I met one of my favorite actors back in the day. I'm not going to say who he is because he's dead and he's not here to defend himself. I found out he was racist, and he was one of my favorite actors. I found out he was racist, and then when I met him, he was racist towards me. I got him back, though. I got him back. But the point is, that's pretty annoying. Now, in this case, the boy, he may not be racist. I don't think he is, but he's got parents who apparently are racist. That's almost enough to really throw me out of supporting him, but I still have his back, even if I don't have his parents back. And even if his parents would never let him take lessons from me. I'm going to play little bits and pieces of his original video, see if I can comment on any points. And then after that, I'm going to tell you there are two things that you can do that I've actually done that cure bullying.
Not okay.
What do they say to you?
They make fun of my nose. They call me ugly. They say I have no friends.
Sticks and stones may break the bones, but words can never hurt you. Right? That's something that your mother and your grandmother told you. That's something that my grandmother and my mother told me. And we know it's not true. That's why there wouldn't be a thing called verbal abuse. But it can help if you can thicken your skin enough so that you just ignore people when they say stuff to you. Now, you can't completely ignore it. You need to ignore little jabs. What you could do is learn how to Joan back. I'm sorry. Where I'm from, we call it Joanie. It means to insult. To take a verbal jab at someone. To ridicule, okay? To make fun of in a joking manner with a quick-witted insult. I guess that's a good Webster's Dictionary of Jonin, if it ever makes it in there. So if they say to him, you got an ugly nose, you could just say, I'm glad my nose is messed up. That's why I can't smell your breath. At least I can't smell that. They can't smell that funky breath that you got. Ooh, or something. You could do that. You could do that back and forth and win. Now, you have to be careful though, because some people can dish it out. They can't take it, so then they might want to swing on you. So if you have some martial arts lessons, stay my channel. At least if you Joan. And then if you Joan back when they Joan, and then they want to swing at you, at least you can protect yourself. So that's one thing you can do, but that's not part of my 2 mega solutions.
What'd they do to you at lunch?
Poured milk on me and put ham down my clothes. Threw bread at me.
Is it just you?
Yep.
Or is it other kids too that feel that way?
Say it's other kids too.
That sounds like the crime of assault. That's beyond just picking on someone. They assaulted him. That's hinting at part of my 2 mega solutions. Think about that for a second. Why are we allowing kids to commit crimes on each other?
How's that make you feel?
I don't like that they do it to me, and I for sure don't like that they do it to other people, because it's not okay. People that are different don't need to be criticized about it, because it's not their fault. But if you are made fun of, just don't let it bother you.
See, even he is trying to say sticks and stones, don't let it bother you. And what I forgot to say earlier when I said you can't ignore it, you need to listen to the bullying and the jabs to see if there are covert threats in there. If they say something that leads you to believe that they might try to do some kind of further violence later, then you need to call attention to that. Even if you don't do it at the time, you need to prepare for that. And you need to get adults involved and, dare I say, authority figures involved. If it sounds like they're making threats, if they're just talking about you or your clothes or something like that, then you could just jab back or ignore. Oh, one thing like about the nose thing. You got to be a little creative with your Jones. See, I was never really that good at Joanie when I was a kid. So if someone says, oh, your nose is gone, you got a flat nose, you could just say, your breath burnt it off. My nose is gone because your breath burning it off, man. Dang. Something like that. I like using it. That's a pretty easy one. You can say maybe my nose got scared when it saw your face. Something like that. Some kind of personification. Look it up. And with the Joan, to make it more poetic, because the more poetic the insult is, typically the funnier it is. Okay, so you can do that, or you can ignore. Unless there's a veiled threat in there and they're saying they might hit you or do something to you, because then if they're threatening imminent or future violence, you definitely got to be prepared to handle that.
They suck, I guess. It's hard. But it'll probably get better one day.
Things are going to get easier. It gets better. It definitely is going to get better when you grow up and those people who are bullying you have not accomplished anything in their life. But those people that are bullying you might be dead in the next 10 years because they're probably going to jail. A lot of people that spend all their time bullying other people, they're going to jail. And then they don't learn. They come out of jail worse, and eventually they get shot by one of their associates or by the cops. So those people that bully, if they don't stop and say, hey, man, I'm wrong, I'm going to turn over a new leaf. I've seen some bullies do that. There was one bully, in fact, I'm not going to say who he is. I saw him as an adult, and he did just that. And I'm not mad at him because it's like he is actually a completely different person. He's not the same dude. My two mega solutions. One, of course, get the child involved in martial arts or combat sport. Get them involved in martial arts combat sport as soon as possible. So, of course, the obvious reason to put your child in martial arts or combat sports is so they can fight. Because they may have to fight the bully. But see, that is the beauty of childhood. As a child, if you beat up a bully, you're probably not going to go to jail. Unless you take it far and you kill the bully, you're probably not going to go to jail. As an adult, if somebody sucker punched you at your job and you sucker punched them back, then your employer is probably going to fire you. You're probably going to have to get a lawyer and all this other stuff to possibly get your job back. Again, since you're a child, being suspended from school is being suspended from school. It's not losing your entire livelihood, okay? Like when you're an adult. Solution number 2 is to get the cops involved. Law enforcement. Law enforcement. Call the police. Especially if it happens off of school grounds. Because I know from the bullying I went through, depending on where the incident happened, even if it's on the way to school, coming home from school, like if it's outside of the bus, the principal may not be able to do anything about it. So you may have to call the police. I say I don't care where it happens. You should call the police, period. Now go ahead and call me a snitch and a sellout and all that other stuff. Call the cops. Call the cops. Because if I went and I poured milk on someone and then reached my hands inside of their clothes, I'm going to jail. But you're an adult and they're kids. That's why they need to learn. They need to learn right now what's going to happen to them. If they going up to people pouring milk, pouring liquids on it, that's assault. Reaching, that's fondling or some other kind of assaults. Send them to jail. They're on their way to jail anyway if they're doing that to people. Might as well just speed up the process. Just speed up the process. The school, the prison pipeline, they wasn't thinking about the school to prison pipeline when they was knocking somebody upside their head and pouring milk on them and reaching their hand inside of their clothes. That's not the system or the man doing that to them. That's them being evil, enjoying the power of picking on another person. They feel good when they do that. They're evil. Now, granted, they're young and they may not really know the full ramifications of their evil, but if they get a cop coming to them, I think it might shock them out of it. Even if it doesn't, see, you should get the cops involved too, because you might not know what you're dealing with. See, if it's just a regular kid, and then and you see the cops, and the cops say, we just need to talk to this kid, we can scare him. That might stop that child. They may, hey man, you know what? Oh, and nobody may not have told him. They go, oh man, I might go to jail behind. I'm gonna stop this. This is stupid. I don't want to go to jail. But you could be dealing with a budding psychopath. If you're dealing with a budding psychopath, it's good to know now so that the cops can take little budding psychopath away somewhere. So like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for sticking with me this long. Let's stop the bullying. I can still, I still feel for this young dude, even though his parents sound like they're racist. But yeah. Anyway, let me not go off on that. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Thank you for your time as always. Put your child in martial arts classes. Peace.